Hello, I'm Olga at Technobloger. The first person who brings back Technobloger to the techno music culture. I'm very glad to have an interview with Vishscale. Vishscale is an artist born and raised in London. He is producer, founder of the label Scale Tracks, founder and the event series Devglow. Vishscale, amazing to meet you in Moscow.
Nice to meet you, Olga.
Yeah, you had a gig in Mutabor this weekend. Tell us about your emotions dealing with this event and your next trip to the St. Petersburg.
Yeah, so Friday night I was in Mutabor, and yeah, like I didn't really know what to expect. I've heard good things about Mutabor and stuff, and just the scene in Russia in general, but I didn't know what to expect until I got here. So yeah, like got to the Mutabor on Friday evening about 1 a.m. And yeah, it was just checked out the club, lovely club, like really like it's like a factory, loads of staircases going into different places and stuff in the venue. And I was playing on the main stage at 3 a.m. It was 3 a.m. to 4:30, and yeah, just as my set time was coming, like the main stage was packed. There was a DJ called Nadia playing before me. She had like the stage like packed, and you know, dancers all around her. The floor was packed, and so yeah, like I was kind of nervous going on. And but anyway, 3 a.m. come and it's showtime, so I set up, and yeah, it was an amazing experience. An hour and a half, and people were going mad, and I love seeing that. You know, people were screaming, shouting. It's a completely different vibe to what I see here in London anyway. And yeah, like it was amazing. I got a lot of love for Mutabor. You know, after my set, checked out other parts of the other stages, the medium stage, the smaller stage, and they were all just amazing stages. Any stage that you played on was just amazing. Like if you had to play on any one of them stages, yeah, it was really good night.
And what do you expect from next weekend in St. Petersburg? I had seen your teaser, it was amazing with a lot of different artists. Maybe you could mention some Russian artists that you know, that you are friends with them.
Yeah, so few of the artists the Russian artists, like right now, what I can say about Russian music or the Russian techno scene and the productions coming out of Russia from people like HRD, then you got labels like Asylum, Moscow, 96 Noisia. What I can say is, to be honest, is some of the best stuff that I'm receiving production-wise. Like, it's amazing, to be honest with you. Like, some of it's so different to the rest of the stuff that I'm hearing. And to be honest with you, I'd say you guys are probably like up there, like in one of the #1 spots as far as with your productions. It's like some really good stuff that I love playing as well and listening to.
Amazing. And you are having support from the biggest name of the international techno scene playing your production, like Paula Temple, SNTS, Nico Morena, Mickey Nose, and different others. What do you feel having such a support, and what artists could you mention that you like?
Yeah, so like having the support of artists, be it big name artists or just small name artists, just to have the support of these people and that they're playing your stuff is a privilege, you know. And yeah, you know, it gets people's attention, of course, you know, like so and so is playing your music and whatnot. But yeah, like for production wise, like someone that I look up to a lot with how she makes her music, how she produces, how she plays, it is Paula Temple. She, you know, like she inspires me a lot. Not just Paula Temple, there's also other like artists that I see like within the scene that I look up to a lot, and how they produce. And these are just smaller names from people like HRD 303, Parafa, who I played with the other night. That's just two people that within the scene that I look up to and how they're producing. Just earlier on, I was talking with Parafor about his opening track and just the emotion behind it and stuff. Like, I like techno that has emotion within it, you know, and you know, like anyone that is doing stuff like that, you know, I love it. I love a good breakdown and stuff, and an intro and something that just has some emotion within the hardness of the beat.
Yeah, and you are playing from underground parties small to the biggest events like Tomorrowland, Rave, Stage Scale. What are your tips for 2023? What events we should attend, and some phrases about Tomorrowland, because it is a very big festival. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, so like talking about, well, starting with Tomorrowland, it kind of just took my breath away. Like, you know, I've heard about the festival. I know it's one of the world's biggest festival, but I wasn't prepared for what it was going to be like until I got there. And yeah, literally, like, from when I got there, I met the people who booked me hardest. I met them for the first time. I've known them for a few years through social media, but I've never met any of these people, even, you know, from the other DJs that I play. I've never met any of them. So from when I got there, yeah, checked into Tomorrowland, had to go to the artist area. They give you, like, you know, your artist card and stuff, like a card for food and drink. Then I went to my stage and met everyone. These people I've known for like the past 4 or 5 years, but I've never met. So first thing was just, you know, like, oh my God, like finally meeting people that I've never been able to meet in person before. And then yeah, just I think before my set it was Olga's playing before me. So, you know, like, I'm just seeing how some of these DJs that I've seen over Instagram and social media play, but never in real life. So I'm watching what he's doing, and to be honest with you, like I'm getting kind of taken away by it. Like, the crowd on the stage are going crazy, and the next I'm on. So, you know, I'm thinking, oh, like, are they gonna like it or this? You know, are they gonna like what I do? I'm getting nervous. So I started playing, and yeah, they just loved it, and it was just crazy. So I played my set, and then yeah, I just went. I didn't even check out too much of the other festival, because the stage where I was playing, it was just so intense, and it was just so much fun. Like, other than getting food, I didn't really leave the stage. I was just happy where I was. You know, I should have done, but you know, that's my memories of Tomorrowland. You know, next time if I'm playing there again, then yeah, I'll make sure I check out the other parts of the festival and stuff like that. And another highlight of the festival was on the way back on my coach back to the hotel. I met Rebecca, and me and her were talking. You know, she was giving me a lot of great advice and stuff like that, and just getting to know her and stuff. Like, yeah, it was a great place to meet other artists as well, and you know, get to know artists on a more intimate level, and you know, just get advice on the scene, the business, you know, making music, a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily get to know from just generally playing at raves or being on the road regularly. You can get this kind of, you know, information and advice from people that you wouldn't normally get, which is great.
And talking about 2023, what kind of festivals will be good and you recommend to go?
2023,
this year, this half of the year, nearest.
I'm trying to think. I'm not playing. I haven't been booked to play on any festivals for this year. I would want to check out festival. I think Verknip seems to be looking good. Amsterdam Dance Event, I'd like to check out. It just went past recently. It's one festival I'd love to go to is Tomorrowland Winter. I think it's in the Alps or something. I'd love to go to that. But festival-wise, I'm not too sure what else is happening, to be honest. But I know there's a lot of them. But if any festival that's, let's say, on a beach or in the sun, yeah, that's the kind of festival that I'd want to be at.
I love Ibiza. I had been there for 8 times, and it's a very, very
Yeah.
good place to have recreation and to have a night club life.
Ibiza need to be. I think if they can start playing more industrial and hard techno and just have an event dedicated towards that kind of sound, it'll be perfect. It'll be perfect for people like myself.
For these vibes, Berlin more perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Ibiza for more chill music. Sometimes they're having hard vibes, but not very hard as it is, for example, in
Yeah.
Berlin. Yeah, it is now the capital of the techno scene in common, and a lot of DJs all over the world lives there.
Talking of, I don't know if it's, I think they're festivals, but Holland, Rotterdam, they seem to have it going on.
Rotterdam
Yes.
Rave, yeah.
Yes, Rotterdam Rave. I see a few other new kind of events popping up. I played at an event recently called Varuk. That was amazing. There's another event I see that looks like it's popping off called Packed Events. That looks amazing, you know.
Yeah.
So,
And how do you come to the industrial music? Why did you choose that?
why did I choose industrial music?
Yeah, this path, this path
So-
of your life.
So, in the early days, what was, I guess, supposedly like hard then was people like Ben Clock, Marcel Detman, DVS1. So, I mean, it was like 138, 140 BPM and 140 for then, like, this is like going back to, I think, maybe like 2014, 2015. That was fast then. And how I was hearing it, it was hard. And from then, from listening to that, I kind of I discovered Perk. And from hearing, well, how did I discover Perk? I think I was playing at an event in London, and he was playing. Later on, so I went and checked him out, and I see how he was playing with Ableton and stuff, and just the sound of it, I was like, this is crazy. It sounds super aggressive, like really like hard, like screaming kind of sounds, and it wasn't for everybody that day in the club. That I could see. I think it was like a boxing event on Boxing Day, and the club generally is like a deep house club, but that night was like a mixture of different stuff in different rooms. So I just heard it. I thought, wow, what is this? So then I hadn't really heard of Perk. So that day I went home, or the next day I looked him up on SoundCloud, and you know, I just saw all the amount of gigs he had. Also, I was like, wow, this what is this? So I started going deeper into it. From listening to Perk, I discovered people like Ansem, South London Analog Material, and just what was going on around them. And yeah, that was my introduction, to be honest, into industrial music. So I was like 2013, I was already starting to play around with production and learning to produce, but I hadn't discovered a sound that I wanted to make. I was trying to make something, but I didn't necessarily know what I was making. Once I heard that stuff from Perk Tracks and Ansem and that, I was like, yo, this is my sound, this is what I want to do. And that was it. But also, I used to listen to a lot of drum and bass and jungle, and some of the Reese bass lines and stuff that I used to hear in raves, you know, they were very noisy, they were very kind of like aggressive sounding. So I think I already had an ear for industrial music in that sense.
And what BPM do you usually play? What tempo?
So at the moment, I've been producing a lot from like 160 going up. I've been playing and producing. So like so like for example, Tomorrowland. Who was playing before me? Because they were playing so fast and hard. I noticed the scene in Europe now is very like especially like Rotterdam and Belgium and stuff. Is like the faster, the harder, the better. So I had to up my BPM at what I play, just to kind of not necessarily fit in, but just to suit the crowd. So the other day, for example, when I played at Mutable, I started at 155, I think, which is the first time I've done that in a while, because usually I'll just start at 160 just because that's just the tempo of who was playing before me. So I just, you know, just to keep things going. But the other day, Nadia, I think she was finishing at 148 or something, which is like, you know, for the current
more
time,
gentle
slow,
for
like,
you.
Yeah. Like she was playing hard and it was still sounded hard and fast, but I was like, whoa, okay. So I was like, cool, I'll start at 150, like a speed that I kind of is more my favorite type of BPM. So I'll start around about this. I think I started at 154 and then I finished around about I think it must be like 170.
Yeah, I had been there and it was very impressive. A lot of people dance and very good atmosphere and people like your music. It was incredible show, full of fire.
Thank you, thank you. Russia, Russia, to be honest with you, like you showed me a lot of love, like a lot of love.
Yeah, and they made you a little bit excursion to the Motabor club, to the old zones.
Yeah.
Like pre-party.
Like a pre-party, yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It really looked after me.
And you showed me the backstage zone.
Ah, yes.
So it was
a fair exchange. Yeah.
Exchange experience. And I know that you are finishing your debut album. Tell us more about this, your emotions, what influenced you when you began to write it, and what we should expect from this. And
sorry, could you say the first part again?
Debut album.
Oh, my debut album. So the debut album, which will be out on Scale Tracks, it's been ongoing. It's an ongoing process for about, I think, the past like 4 years, I'd say, or 3.5 years. So the way it started, I've always known I'm gonna make an album at some point, because as an artist, I believe that's just something if you do, and you're a musician, you make music, you produce music, and you know, like as musicians over the years, you release albums. That's just how it goes, I believe. So it started like 3.5 years ago. Like I started working with this vocalist. She's a female vocalist called Gia X Makina from Sweden. So she works in video production and she does vocals and she does film music and stuff. So I started working with her. We made one track called The Marching Beast and it was pretty successful. So with her vocals and the way I produce music, I just find it works. So as we kept making more tracks together, I think we made about 7 or 8 tracks now. So then I just thought we may as well do an album, may as well make this as an album. So I was never ever thought my first album would be with somebody else, but because this is so different within techno, where I'm working with a vocalist and stuff pretty much for the entire album, I thought, why not, let's make this the album. So my first album, rather than just being like, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 tracks of just beats and stuff, it's another avenue within my mind and my ideas that I can explore, you know, working with a vocalist and stuff, and her take and additions to my productions.
Yeah, and what other plans will be in the end of the year, in the middle, some your musical activities that you want to mention, to share with us? So
for this year now, like for last year, I was doing my own my own events, my Scale Tracks Death Blow events, and I did a few of those, and they were great fun to do, and I enjoyed doing events. But I'm not a promoter. Like, I don't want to be a promoter. Like, my main thing is producing and playing at events. So for this year now, I've just said to myself, I'm gonna knock the events on the head for now, because they just take too much of my time or too much of my mental space, dedicating it to promoting the event and liaising with DJs and stuff and putting the events together. It's just too much. So I've said to myself, I just want to focus this year on producing and gigging. So for this year now, you can just expect me to focus more on productions, focus more on my label Scale Tracks, and just getting some more music out on my label, to be honest with you, and also working with other labels and releasing EPs with other labels and stuff, and you know, that's about it really. So just mainly 2023 is just literally about music and producing and putting music out there.
Yeah, and you're from England, from London.
Yeah.
Maybe you could mention some clubs that you like. I know that you will be in Egg very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about this, please.
So yes, I'll be playing. I'll be playing for my second time in Egg. I've played there, I think, about 2 months ago or a month ago. So I'll be playing there again May 20th. Clubs in London. So clubs in London that I loved. There was a night in Corsica Studios called Jaded. That I loved totally. And also like where I was doing my own event, the Glove That Fits in Shoreditch. No, I think it's Shoreditch. Well, in East London. So yeah, it's just like a 150 capacity venue. You have an upstairs bar and a downstairs like a small kind of dark basement with just like one red light. That was a really good vibe. When that place is like full, oh, it's a really good vibe in there. That's another club I could recommend. Yeah, I'd say those two of my favorite places to go.
Nice. And maybe last question, do you have anything else to share with the audience, to tell people?
Yes, so the next big news I have would be for my label. I have an EP coming out by Andrew Moore, which basically just getting the finishing touches on it. So in that, just getting it put out now, just getting it sent off to distribution. I have a music video made for it as well by Mitzi Maria from Cyprus, and yeah, just getting his music, getting Andrew Moore's EP out. He's based in Berlin. He's a Scottish producer, but Scottish-born producer, but he's based in Berlin. I think he's signed to Ellen Alien's label. So yeah, I'm just excited to get his EP out, to be honest with you, and hopefully the world will like it. And that's it really. Just I have some good music coming out for the label. I've got a Russian artist actually coming out soon, called Matram. It's a joint EP with him and his girlfriend, I believe, Evis May, and she's done some vocals on one of their tracks. So yeah, I'm excited to put that out as well. And yeah, I've got quite a backlog of artist EPs that I need to be putting out on the label. So yeah, that will be just my main focus, putting the music out and just focus on the label and focus on my own productions, and that's about it really.
Nice plans. Thank you so much for
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.